Check. 1 2 1 2 in the building. Vader Games in the building. Let me make sure the levels are good. Let me make sure the levels are good. The headset's not gonna sit right on. It's not gonna sit right. As you can see, there's a lineup. There's a lineup, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of those days, one of those days where you just feel good. You get outside. It's nice and bright. It's shiny. The birds are singing. No cloud in the sky. Whew. Okay, first things first. First things first. My peoples come first. And my peoples are those of you in the chat, those of you watching live, those of you watching later on. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's going to be a special show. It is going to be a show that's going to be right to the hour. Trust me. I got to make sure that this is on point. There's things to do. And I'm gonna let you know exactly why. Let me do this. You see the topics, right? You see the topics. That's what we're gonna cover. We're gonna go through that, and we're gonna cover that. You also see the thumbnail, Manchester City, the club, and the club consists of not only those that help run the club, but the players, the manager, the board, and you can never forget, and not include the fans. Manchester City, the club that includes all of that, are levels versus Arsenal. And we showed it just last night. We're going to get into it. We got to do this thing. We got to do it proper. Let me do the proper intro, and we're going to get into it. Here we go. There we go. I had to show you a little imagery. I'm based out here in Toronto. If you're new to the channel, showed you an iconic historic street called Yonge Street. And you saw some of the skyline from Toronto Center Island. Now, I got to go to you first. I got to see who was in the building, who dropped the first comment first. And let me know. I've been having some issues with my microphone. So if there's anything that's a little crispy, if it's not quite clean and sharp, please let me know. First in the building this week, we got my guy Daniel. He goes, big up. Our biggest game of the season is Fulham away now. One game at a time. Fire shark emoji. Exactly right. That one game at a time, Daniel. And now, before we do the preview with regards to Fulham, we're going to reflect. We're going to reflect and look at the game that just happened against Arsenal, because it's important to see the pluses, the minuses, the good, the bad, the do's and don'ts, so that we're on track moving forward. Daniel with the first comment in the building. Cap, my guy, let's go. Couldn't miss the show tonight. Trust me, Cap, we're going to get into it. I'm going to be on point. I'm going to do this. Cap goes Arsenal in full caps. Tears taste immaculate. It's got that je ne sais quoi. That is it salt? Is it sweet? What? Not too sure, but their tears are immaculate. I agree. Now crying about money when they've been saying they were going to win and never mentioned money till now. Top quality entertainment. Thank you, Cap. That's exactly right. And you speak to something that we're actually in the works. The CIA, the CIA intelligent agents are working on this right now. We're working on a proper cost breakdown with regards to dismissing, putting away this myth, this narrative on City success being tied to money, because they're going to act like their other clubs haven't been spending money. They're going to act like their other managers, or more importantly, the club. Because if a club is firing manager after manager, who cares how much that manager is spent? It's about what's been spent, last 4, last 5, maybe last 6 years. We're going to look at that and we're going to break it down. We're going to dismiss the myths. Trust me. Yo, Ibrahim in the building with a hi. Thank you for being on the show, my guy. Daniel, I love your energy, Vader. Always smiling. Trust me. I got to smile. Even during tough times, you got to smile. And I had to bring the heat, even though it was for a little snippet. I had to bring the heat on the football terrace. I had to do it. Ibrahim goes, come on, sit. Let's go. We're going to do this. Addy, hi, bro. Yo, good looking out. Daniel goes, talk. I'm going to talk that talk, Daniel. We got to reflect on it. Oh, I believe that's a new name. Great result last night. I'm glad yous humbled the Gunners. Trust me, Corvo. They needed humbling. They needed a humbling, and for many different reasons. Many different reasons. Some braggadocious fans needed to get checked. Some, being 19, 20 years removed from a title race, were talking out of the side of their neck like they knew what was going on. They had to be reminded of what it takes to kind of win. And when you're going to win, you don't concede home and away to your challengers or rivals of that season, right? Sir Alex Ferguson's getting misquoted. He's getting misquoted because he said, you don't concede points to your rivals away. He always talked about winning your home game. You win your home game, right? That's your fortress. That's where you're most confident. Arsenal didn't do that. Ibrahim goes, Arsenal have bottled it. Hey, it looks that way. They still have hope. There's a couple games left for them. We got 2 games in hand, but what once was 11 points gap is now down to 2. Yes, we got the games in hand, but let's look at that. Daniel, the Haaland I saw yesterday, wow. He gets better every single game. Just his finishing was bad yesterday. He can't score a hat trick every game. Daniel, the movement is what's most important, right? Yes, we want him to score those goals. He was scuffing a few, kicking a few in the ground where we know he would be a little more poised, a little more clinical, precise, and get those shots off the ground and into the back of the net. But also, we got to shout out Ramsdale. He did perform big in some of those moments, denying those goals. Ramsdale, yes, he did concede 4 at the end of the day, but it could have been a lot worse. And that's what I want to talk about too. We're going to get to the comments. Let me do this. Ibrahim, love the energy. Trust me, God. Trust me, my guy. Julian, ask KDB to fix your mic. Yo, KDB can fix anything. Trust me. Anything that's wrong. You happen to have issue. You got some appliances that don't work. Maybe you have some difficulties communicating with your significant other. KDB can fix that. The man he's an assist magician. Anything you need assist on, he's there. Julian, I'm with you. Ibrahim, our defense is immense and underrated, not spoken about enough. But that's cool. We'll move under the radar. We'll move in silence. Amit goes, we look so assured off the ball now. Massive for the remaining games. Listen, there's no panic when we don't have the ball. Everyone knows their roles, knows their assignments, know where they need to be on the pitch, know how to kind of properly balance that pitch to make things difficult defensively. This level of calmness and confidence, I'm gonna tell you, it's new. It's new for me. It's new, and we've had successful teams before, but this is different. This is different. EK in the building. That match last night was a massacre. I think Arsenal might need to do a sequel to that Amazon All or Nothing documentary. Yo, EK, I see you. Newcastle fan. Big things coming your way. But it was a clinic. It was a tutorial, right? It was a demonstration. That game last night, volumes. Ibrahim in the building. KDB, man of the match, no doubt. Virtual Oath Studios, that match last night was mind games, though. It was mind games, though, throughout the high press, the counterattack, the possession. Arteta, not that guy. Listen, I'm not going to kill Arteta. I'm not going to bash him because, again, in all fairness, that's like a young student, martial arts student, going up against Bruce Lee, right? Arteta going up against the sensei, the guru, right? The master. Can't be too harsh on him, right? Can't be too harsh on him. Clearly, Pep didn't teach Arteta everything. Arteta's going to have to learn. He's going to learn on the way. Zeno goes, the buildup was so direct. I love every bit of it. We bypassed their midfield so easily. Listen, it looked easy, Zeno. It looked easy. But that synergy and the synchronism between KDB and Haaland, as well as how the ball was moving in that midfield for Stones or Ederson at times to look and Rodri to deliver that ball. Poetry. Almost ballet. Now, DC. Hi, everyone. New subscriber here. Yo, shout out DC. Good looking out. Amazing game last night, but we have a ways to go yet. Listen, There's a lot more to win. There's a lot more to accomplish and to deliver on. But playing like that, DC, playing like that, chest up, chin up. Have the confidence. Have the confidence. EK, I'm hoping Isaac and Haaland go to war next season for that golden boot. I'm not mad at that. Man's looking. Isaac's looking like he's got it, no doubt. He's got it. And games like that build confidence, right? So as he builds that confidence, he's going to also have to adapt his game because obviously there's going to be a target on him. People know his quality now, but it's a great problem to have. Shout out to you, man. Zeno, KDB, Haaland, front two is so devastating in transition. Zeno, it's only year one, man. It's not even a full season yet, Zeno. I'm trying to contain myself. I got to go through these. I got to go through the topics, but I love this. We're gonna get into it. Amiri Ali. I hope I said that right. Big up, man. New subscriber here. Haaland will win Ballon d'Or in the future, man. Such a Terminator machine. Listen, it's in his path. Haaland continues to play like this. And again, it's not only goals that he's showing. Look at the build-up play that was displayed. Damn. Give me 1 sec. There's someone at my door. Yo, I'm right there. Yo, my bad. And if I sound winded, it's because I had to run to the front, get a delivery, and run back. My bad. Where was I? Yes, Haaland, year one. When he becomes even more secure in what he knows of the game and what Pep wants of him and how the players know to get the ball to him, he's going to be amazing. And he's more than just a goal scorer. Look at the build-up play. Look at what he does defensively. He doesn't quite go to the channels like we've seen past players in that 9 do, but he's getting better at it. Cap goes, I got my wish with Akanji at left back, and my guy came through. Yo, I got to make sure I send the link out. But I had a great convo in the group chat with Carl. And we kind of speculated because we weren't sure. We got Walker, Akanji, Diaz, and Stones. How's Pep going to set them up? And I first thought that Walker was going to be on that left side. I thought Walker's be on that left side. And I said, maybe because he's right-footed and we know that Saka's going to want to get on that left. He's dangerous on that left. It might pay dividends. Akanji does that role. And what Carl and I talked about was actually bang on. Akanji could kind of sit on that left foot. And Akanji being right-footed, it worked well. EK goes, it was like Donnie Yen versus Steven Seagal last night. Yo, the fight volumes. And I haven't even fully watched it for the second time. Let me apologize because I got told this in the comments. And shout out to True City fan Patrick. But there was a clip on the Football Terrace where I'm actually addressing some of the Arsenal fans with regards to Zinchenko and Jesus. And in the comments, they're like, what's with dude and the hands? Apologies. Hopefully you guys aren't too distracted by it. Hopefully it's all calm. But I talk with my hands. I do. I'm very expressive that way. I hope it's all calm and chill. If it's something that kind of gets to you, apologies. I'll do my best to kind of tone that down a little bit. But I talk with my hands. Actually, let me do this. Gazzini goes, y'all think De Bruyne getting a statue? KDB hasn't done 10 years yet. He hasn't done 10 years yet, but if anyone could, he could. He could. Like the greats that have received one. Daniel goes, Akanji left back, fire, trust me. DC, no worries, Vader. Yo, respect. EK goes, the way Haaland just took the band out of his ear and just slotted that fourth goal away was slick. The man is quality. The man, listen, that was a commercial ad if I ever saw one. Obviously, I don't have the hair flowing like that. I mean, I could grow it, but my hair defies gravity. It doesn't fall like that. He did his thing, and the commentators, at least the ones I heard, were all for it. They were laughing their heads off. DC and Viking Meat Shield is only 22 years old. Trust me, the striking Viking is going to be a problem in this league. We all are. Now, I'm going to put a pin into the comments right there, but I'm going to get back into it. Let me make sure I send out the link as well. Because if you guys, those that are new subscribers, I also do a show every Sunday at 9 p.m. UK time. It's called CIA Intelligent Agendas. And we keep things real. We do a review of the week and we do a preview of the week. And we do it proper where we talk with sense. We talk with intelligence, and we deal with some of the agendas that the rivals have. All right. So let me do this. Let me keep it nice and clean. Vader game. Now, 4 City, 1 Arsenal. You watched the game. If you didn't watch the game, I'm going to tell you really briefly. We ended that first half leaving goals on that pitch. We ended that first half 2-0. We got a late goal. First ruled offside, then onside from John Stones. But KDB showing up, great finish. And we had Stones' header, another quality finish. 2-0 to go into the half. But we should have easily been up 3-4, 4-0. It was like that. Arsenal didn't even have their first threatening attempt on us until 24 minutes into the game. And then 10 minutes later is when they actually had their first shot on target. They were not posing a threat at all. Not at all. And some are going to talk about players didn't show up. The moment was too big for them. If you want to lump that in there, sure. But at its base, they were out-prepared. They were out-coached. The tactics were just on point. Pep knew what he wanted to do against them and see how they would react. One thing that stood way out at me, was let's let Ederson have that ball. Let's walk towards him. Let's not cut him down and maybe take away his left foot. Well, you know what? That's why Ederson's one of the best, if not the best, because it's left or right foot. He's putting that ball on a dime. All right. He's doing it that precise. So they chose not to maybe run out of position too much and leave gaps behind them. In turn, what I love to see from City, no rush. We'll let that clock go down. 5 minutes, 3 minutes. You guys have been pressing us. Let's move this ball around. I love what I saw from them. And to be able to do that against what many Arsenal fans, as well as pundits and rivals, would say with regards to Arsenal, one of the best teams, if the best team in England, one of the best teams in Europe, to do that against them. We're looking at Champions League a couple weeks. That is just continued quality. I love to see it. And I love that we ended up doing 4-1 at the end with that Haaland goal. But more importantly, even how we conceded that goal, it wasn't like we broke down. It wasn't like they knew how to attack us and were applying that constant pressure and got a goal. I'm going to hold my hand up and say that was like guys didn't rush out the way they should. The ball kind of bounced in their favor and they got that shot in the 18-yard box. But all in all, we were snuffing them. Anything that they were trying to build up, we were squashing it. We were deading it. They didn't have a sniff at goal. That's what you want to see. And that's why I'm so confident with this team. I'm I'm looking at that 4-1, and I'm telling you right now, that score was flattering. 4-1 was flattering to City because of what City should have done. Haaland shooting boots, 2 goals in that first half. KDB shooting boots, 2 goals. Love what I had happened to see there. And also want to stress this, and I'm going to go to the comments. We're seeing so many different styles that if you kind of press up on a City fan, and you're trying to say, what's City ball right now? What's Pep trying to do? What's the main 11? I can't tell you. I did a couple shows back. Pep sets things up based off of the opponent. I'm going to make your life difficult. I know you want to get to this. I'm going to try to take that away from you. And at the same time, what I see a weakness in you, I'm going to try to exploit. That may be a completely different set of midfielders, or maybe the same 11, but they're on different places on that pitch. I love seeing that, and it keeps us guessing, and I'm learning so much from watching these games. The confidence that we're having at this point in the season, and I've said this all the time, barring injury, it's going to continue to be a special season. Let me go back to these comments. The last one I put up screen was, here we go. I can call you Amir, my friend. Thank you so much. Now, DC, I feel like Pep needs more credit. Sure, Tiki is brilliant and City have money, but none of it matters unless you have a genius manager at the helm. Pep is king. We're going to give Pep his props. We're going to give Pep his credit, 100%. Rivals are going to be quick to dismiss and say it's money, but if it was money, those that spend the money should be having success. DC, you're absolutely right. Pep deserves his flowers. Pep deserves the distinction of being the best manager in world football. Now, does it guarantee that you win all the time? No. But it does guarantee that you can go into games extremely confident. And that's what we had, man. It's special times. Absolutely special times. Julian, they were nervous about your hand moving because you just put hands on them. Yo, Julian, trust me. They were flinching. Because they weren't sure whether I was cocking it back. You know what I mean? Like, open hand, backhand. You know what I'm saying? But what we did to Arsenal, after all of the chit chat, after all of the talk, after all of the, we're going to win the season at the Etihad. Get out of here, man. Stop disrespecting the league. Stop disrespecting other teams that have won this title. It's not easy. And they tried to see, again, I'm going to say new kids on the block. I know they're not new. I know Arsenal have won in their past, 19 plus years ago. They've been at that level. I'm not taking that away from them. But recency, listen, it's not an easy thing to do. You holding your nose up and looking down on Liverpool fans and City with regards to this battle. Understand what it is now. It's 2023. This fight's different. This fight is different. It's not about getting out early and holding on. No, that's not what it is. If you get out early, it's about getting out early and still having that same form, that same consistency. And that's what we're showing. Love this game. Amir goes, at EK, that man should be in a shampoo commercial. Trust me, a mermaid commercial would be sick. And you know what? Funny enough, I don't know, is it one of the sponsors for Champions League? But there's a Viking commercial. Mind you, they're not using like a blonde Viking or anything like that. But there's a Viking commercial with regards to beer. So I wouldn't be surprised if whoever's working on Haaland's team, agent-wise, is securing that, I don't even know what the brands are. Damn, give me a shampoo brand. Why am I going blank on a shampoo brand? Head and Shoulders or is it Perts or something like that? Of course, Daniel goes, of course KDB is getting a statue. Why do you have to think about it? KDB is potentially our best ever player, especially if we win the UCL. No, I'm not mad at Daniel. Deservingly of a trophy, yes. But you know how like early dismissal from the club, a statue goes up. We look at Silva, we look at Aguero. We look at company. It's the same thing um, with regards to KDB. Sorry, one sec. I gotta take this. I am terribly, terribly sorry. It's so unprofessional of me. I need to do something, maybe like have that elevator music or something in the background. I apologize. I had to take that call. But no, Daniel, KDB deserves a trophy when the time comes, 100%. And greatest player, that's going to be such an interesting convo because longevity, what he's been able to deliver on, the records, special. How blessed are we? How blessed are we when we look at the midfielders that we've had at this club? When we look at the players that have contributed again in this Premier League era for what they've been able to like year after year, the way the club's been able to bring in talent, you know, talent that at the beginning you wouldn't say are going to match the levels, but over time have kind of exceed even what the expectations are and are playing at that level. It's absolutely fantastic. DC goes CIA equals Canadians in action. Yo, another acronym. I'm not mad. DC, I'm not mad. So I hope you can go and check out either the past show or this next show that happens on Sunday. It's gonna be special. EK goes, Adamir, I wish I pull off a hairstyle like Haaland. Not gonna lie. Yo, many many want that hairstyle. Have the hair flowing. I can't shake my head and do that thing like he does. But again, he's had that long hair for a while now. Mancunian Way. If you haven't and if you don't know, the details to that channel are in my description. Not only with his channel, please go and sub to it. Sub to the True City Fan, the Pitch Points, as well as Clinical. Fantastic channels in there. Um, and Mancunian goes, smash those likes for this legend and help him get to 500, then 1K subs. I would be so grateful for that to happen. And again, I do have a shout out and milestone that I need to do. It's been so hectic, but I need to shout out those that have helped make 300 possible. Those that have made 300 possible are absolutely great, great people that have come into the mix. And the comments that I've been receiving lately have been great. After a post show, I still get a chance to talk some football, and it's been amazing. DC goes, if I could quote Hamilton, son, we are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, and outplanned. Arsenal, all of the above. They weren't ready for it. And you know what? The fan base, you could tell the fan base were out of form. The fan base were out of practice. The fan base were kind of like relearning, relearning what this kind of fight and this energy is all about, right? So I'm not going to kill them too much for it. And again, because there's such a mix with regards to viewers, I'm gonna say this: when you haven't done something for a long time, it does take a while to get back into it. It does. There is a certain thing of like muscle memory. There is a certain thing of like remembering your surroundings. And again, I know some Arsenal fans got a little too carried away with themselves. They're already saying things were done before they should have been saying it. So you got to live with it. And because you got to live with it, there's going to be some fans like myself or some a lot more a lot more loud, that are going to deal with the craziness that you said early in the season. It goes with the territory. That's what football is. You love it for what it is, and it should never be taken to heart. It should never be taken as hatred, because this banter is what this game's all about. This is why we love it so much. There's a different level of how fans go at each other with regards to, Premier League or European football as a versus North American sports. It's just different, and don't ever take it to heart. EK goes, Man City will mess about teams for a bit, then lock them into a Khabib chokehold. Then after that, it's curtains. Listen, EK, I kind of said this. What I've noticed lately with regards to City, and maybe the last year and a bit, and I saw a lot of glimpses of it last year. Pep, Pep and the players don't execute what was worked on a training pitch instantly, right? It's not like, okay, this is where we're supposed to press. This is who we're going to target. Sometimes it's like, okay, let's see how you're trying to build up. Let's see where. Let's. Are you emphasizing the left side of the field? Are you emphasizing the right? Are you trying? I don't know what just happened there. The This app just crashed on me. Hopefully everything's still good. But I was just saying, like, City in large part have not done things right from the jump. There's been a little bit of a let's do a little reconnaissance. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, you're trying to do that. Ah, I see. Oh, this is what you like to do. Now I'm a pounce. Now I'm gonna get at you. And there was a lot of traps set last night. EK goes, Pep reminds me of the coach from The Water Boy with the tactics book. Stolen. Wait. Oh, let me continue. When you think you have him figured out, he hits you with a Tyson right hook. Trust me. That book where you had those secret plays, I'm with you on that. Pep's like, listen, there's some rap artists, right? They write down. They got a book of rhymes, right? Like, just they write down their lyrics. There's some that they put it on their phone or whatever. Pep is one of those guys. I'm sure if you Pep probably has scribbles, scribbles all over the place. Maybe he even has like dry eraser boards in his house where he's just writing some ideas down, or he's got some concepts down. That's actually something I encourage many to do. If you find yourself not remembering ideas or kind of like thoughts, write it down. It's a great tool. It's very therapeutic. Amir goes, Pep is just ruthless, man. Celebrate for a second, then nah, Ederson did something wrong there. Let me cook him. You got to respect it. You got to respect it. I remember a moment where we had a win. Sterling had a good game, but there was also elements within Sterling game that Pep was like, "Listen, I need to tell you this right now while it's fresh, because you had a great game, but there's still levels that you can take things to." And he pretty much laid into him after the game. And you got to see it. You know where it's coming from. It's coming from a place of growth, a place of encouragement. Julian goes, AFT, one horse race city. Of course it is. We have sharks. Trust me, they're the one horse. We're the shark. And when the horse goes in the water, arr! Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. My bad. I need to tone it down. True City fan, is it me or I can't hear anything? Guys, can you not? Of course you guys can hear. You guys better be able to hear. It's got to be you, True City fan. It's got to be you. I hope so. Dr. Footy goes, 12 more games, 12 more to the T is loading. Hey, Dr. Footy, I like what you did there. Things are loading, my friend. Cap goes, seems to me Pep on the same wave. Everything I wanted him to do, he did to the T. He's showing his versatility, his adaptability, which he surprised me with this season. He's been very creative. I think it was also a matter of getting the tools, right? And also having the trust. There's some things that you want to execute, but you don't know whether you can trust the players to do it. And I think he's taken some of those liberties early in the season. He's realizing who can do what, who can't do what. And it's just been nice to see, man. It's just been nice to see. True City fans go, silent show, haha. Oh, my bad. Okay. True City fan was probably here when I had to run and get back. I got you. Someone was at the door, and then also, you know what? When you get the call, because again, I sneaked this show in between of a workday, and I had to take it. My bad. I see what you did there. Amir goes, big up, true City fan. Yes, 100%. Big up, Amir. Thought I was watching a 50s movie. I got you. My bad. Amir goes, I added Vader to the my guy. Thank you so much. Big ups, big ups. Big Morgan. Hello, Blues and Vader. Trust me. DC. Gunners. More like goners. Goners. Big up, Morgan. How are you? All right, we got this. Yeah. No, I had to jump, guys. Sorry. I had to do something. No, my bad. I need a co-host sometimes. Yo, large up, doing magic online. True. You know what? True City fan never lets me slip. He never lets me slip. Zane in the building. Vader, you think the second half at Anfield accelerated the shark hunt? Oh, you know what, Zane? It accelerated it, and it actually magnified things that they were overlooking and dismissing. Them crashing out of the cup runs, they always had an excuse. Them giving up. I say giving up. Them not securing a win at Anfield when they were leading. They always had an excuse. That's the problem. They always had an excuse, and it didn't allow them to see the truth in front of their face. They weren't in the form. They weren't in the form that they had the confidence with. They weren't in the form that had them leading this league and running away with it. They weren't in that form anymore. Whether it was Arteta not having enough rotation, whether it was Arteta not changing things up, because obviously teams that played with him already on the first half of the season would have adjusted. Teams are already playing for their lives. Teams playing for their lives are going to have different things set up. Maybe didn't adjust. Arteta, he was not ready for the fight. True City fan, that was earlier on when he went all Charlie Chaplin. No, man. I got you. Jude Bombazo 30th, be ready. Ooh, Jude news on the 30th? All right. I'm with you on that one. All right, let me do this proper. Vader game. Okay. I don't know if you guys are in Twitter Spaces. I don't know what kind of YouTube content you consume. I don't know who you have on your timelines. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is it not a different level of weakness that we're seeing from Arsenal fans? Is it not like are they not crumbling worse than you would expect? Because again, it's a 2-point gap. It's not like we've surpassed them yet. Am I missing something here? Like, are Arsenal fans declaring this league's over way too easily? Is it just me? Because this doesn't seem right. If I'm going off memory, if I'm going off the fights that I've had with fighters like Liverpool, I don't think they should be declaring the league's over. Should they? I should be seeing Arsenal fans with tears in their eyes. Like, what's going on here? What this fight, and I'm gonna say this selfishly, I would want this league secured as quickly as possible. I want City to mathematically not be able to lose this league as quickly as possible. However, there's something to be said about the drama when you win it on the last day. I'm not saying that that's what I want. I actually had to go on holiday. I went back to the mother island, met up with my peeps in JA, and I had to recharge. I had to just decompress. So I'm not saying I want the league to be like that every year, because that was stressful. I think you can see the platinums, right? The platinums. I'm not saying I want that every time, but that excitement, even from a rival or a neutral, that must be awesome. That must be great to watch and witness. And this league, this title race can't be over, man. Arsenal fans can't be giving up like this, can they? Mo goes, next time you're on with Don, You must humble him. Liverpool fans need to thank us for having Klopp one COVID Prem legacy. Mo, I hear you on that one. It's a tough. I hear you on that one. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful with how far I pull the bow with that arrow on it because I'm still in the hunt I'm still in the hunt for this entire season. So we get things one game at a time, like Daniel mentioned early in the show. One game at a time, the humbling happens naturally. The humbling will happen. It will happen. Um, Mo goes, hopefully they lose to Chelsea and Newcastle so we can wrap it. Whoa. From your fingers to God's ears or eyes. Dre P goes, City are on top form at the moment, but to be honest, Arsenal looked petrified. Would love to see how the defense holds up versus Real Madrid. Again, and you see it. You see the topic wise. I need that Ake injury status. I need a timeline. I need it. I need it. But with that being said, I am excited to see how we continue to fight. I enjoy the fight. I enjoy that nervousness, that tension, right? Because I love to see how the players deal with it. I love to see how the players deal with it. And I'm gonna say this real quick because I think it's fitting rather than waiting till the end of the show. My time before doing this dealt with athletics. Okay, I was fortunate enough to earn a scholarship. I was fortunate enough to be to compete stateside, and when you compete stateside, there's other than being national champion that everybody wants. You want to be the best. There's also what's considered All-American, and when you're All-American, you're top 8 within a country. Okay, I was fortunate to do that, and then that led to me pursuing a career in athletics, and then I was able to be national champion in the 110 hurdles here in Canada for 3 consecutive years, and then I was fortunate enough to make the Olympics. Now, the reason why things have been a little crazy, the reason why things have been a little hectic, and I'm going to do my best to still be here for you guys on Sunday. But there's a place out here that I grew up, town, borderline city, depending on the population. And I believe I believe you have a place called that out there in the UK called Whitby. But I'm from a small town out in Whitby. I'm getting recognized to be inducted into their Hall of Fame. I'm honored. I am humbled. It's not something that I ever once thought about. All I thought about as a kid was I want to be the fastest on the playground, which led to I want to be the fastest, in my town, to being the fastest in my city. That led to something, and it led to some great moments for me. But I'm getting recognized for that, and the reason why I'm kind of pointing this out is because you have to enjoy those competitive moments when you have them. They're fleeting. They don't last forever. I know it's a club. I know we may think we're going to be competing like this for a very long time, but it flies by. And let's all continue as a fan base to encourage these players. We know there's going to be nervousness. We know there's going to be stress and difficulties, but let's encourage them because that energy, believe me, it's infectious. And I think we can propel. I think we can propel these guys. I think we can propel this club to do what's been dreamt about. I think we can do that. So let's back these players. Let's enjoy this. I know I'm hesitant to say the T word, but I do want it. Trust me, one game at a time. I do want us to get there. But let's have that bravery and that confidence. I'm gonna share a little more. I know you guys know me at Vader. Obviously, that's not my government name and stuff like that. But I'm gonna share more moving forward. But I just want to kind of tie that in together. My friends challenge me all the time. They're like, "Dude, why you?" Well, don't kind of keep something like that separate. Like the people want to kind of know you not just from a football standpoint. So that's why I do share it. If some of you like, why is this guy talking to something non-football? Apologies. Hopefully, it didn't take up too much with regards to the show. But I wanted to share that with you guys and move on from there. Let me go to the comments real quick. Dre P goes, Arsenal still still reeling from 20 years of drought. That's why they're so pessimistic. Listen, some of the young fans that don't quite have that 20-year understanding of this drought are they're so Instagrammy, they're so microwave ready. They're like, I want it now. We're ready. Let's win it. We're good enough. Let's do it. Whereas more know that it's a process, and this is where we talked about the whole humbling standpoint. Not doing something for 19, 20 years doesn't just happen like that. And especially, falling off and not getting top four last year to then expect you're going to then cruise and win this. It doesn't quite work that way. Even the battles that we had against Liverpool didn't happen overnight. They first won Champions League, and then they challenged us, falling 1 point short before they were actually able to do it. So let's come on. Let's understand what this fight in the EPL is all about. It's not easy. Dr. Footy goes, would love to win the Prem before Brentford. Arsenal would love. Are you saying Arsenal would love to win the Prem before Brentford? That's wild. You're killing them. Dre P goes, the key now is for City to win at least the next 2 games. Don't even give an inch. The key to a trouble will be to wrap up the league before the final. Dre P, that's exactly right. And the way I've been studying and I've been looking at the Champions League, when those clubs that don't have to worry about their league and they can just rest and focus on Champions League are a problem. Real Madrid over past years have said, you know what? Screw it. We're conceding this league to Barca, being 6 points behind or whatever. We're going to concede it. We're not even going to continue fighting for it. We're going to go after this Champions League. That is something that we're going to have to navigate around. Pep would never concede the league. If we're doing it, we're going to do it while pursuing both. And I think it's kept us sharp. Us as a fan base, it's definitely going to keep us sharp, because I don't think the fan base in its entirety would ever accept a bye-bye league. No, we're not going after it. And go after Champions League. I think it would create too much of a divide. The energy would not be right there. Marvin in the building goes, how do things go differently? How do things go differently with the new formation against Madrid? How will it stop Vinny? It's not so much about the formation stopping Vinny, because I think Vinny can get the ball in so many opportunities. There could be some balls over top, whether it's ground to foot, depending on how spacing and how wide they play. But I think it's a matter of not allowing him to be isolated, or not allowing him to kind of like run into space with gaps for him to run into. But again, we focus on Fulham, Marvin. Fulham first. DC in the building goes, I want to be a Debbie Downer, but do you think there's a chance Arsenal will still have a slim chance? What if this loss galvanizes them and they go on a run? We need to win the rest of the game. Well, like Dre P said, we win these next 2 games. Fulham, and I don't even know who's after Fulham. I don't even know. Let me know in the comments. I don't know who's after Fulham, but Fulham is the game we got to deal with, 100%. And I'm going to probably put a pause in it, and I'm going to get back to it. In the Prem, it's never over until mathematically over. You're right. DC goes, true. DC wants to say congrats. That's immense. Big ups, my guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, DC. Cap goes, Vader doing work out here. Congrats, my guy. Appreciate it. And I'm going to share more. Trust me. Dre P goes, agreed, Vader. These things are clinical. Are cyclical. Cyclical. Now is City's time, but it won't last forever. Enjoy it now and be confident. Yes, but humble. When someone else's turn comes around, don't be like Man United fans. Trust me, we gotta love the moment for what it is. No sour grapes. No salt, no hate. If you happen to be the better competitor at the time, we take it for what it is. And we said this early. If Arsenal were going to continue to go on this run and there was no chance of catching us, and they won this league at the end of it, like all sportsmanship, like we were taught as young, stand up, look your opposition across, you shake their hand, you say good game, congrats, you earned it. DC goes, Dre P, so true. City won't be this good forever. It goes up and down. Let's enjoy and appreciate it. That's the life of a sports fan. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with being confident to cheer on the team. You don't have to be boastful and dismiss and say other teams or clubs are crap. You don't have to rain on their parade and talk bad about their history or their performances in the moment. Just got to enjoy what we have. 100% enjoy it, man. It's going to be, that's what makes it special, because it is fleeting. Doesn't last forever. Vader game. Okay. I wanted to do a goal review. Let me see if I could do this real quick. Let me put this on screen. Okay. All right. And YouTube, please do not copy strike me. This is strictly for learning purposes. And I'm gotta be cognizant of the time. But I'm gonna show this. And this isn't a goal. This isn't a goal. So let me try to fast forward. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it. All right, let's go here. All right, let's play this. Ball over top to Haaland. Haaland controls it. Haaland feeds it off to KDB. KDB runs into space, skirts on Gabriel, and then slots it in. Quality. And let me talk about a few things that just happened right there. Ball over top. What did we hear? Haaland, he's not as good. He's not skillful. He's not a complete footballer. He can't help with build-up play. His first touch is bad. Okay. All right. City don't seem to be able to play as well, or they're not as potent. They're not as dangerous with Haaland. Okay. KDB and the other midfielders, they don't seem to work well. Everything's kind of disrupted. Okay. Those things, those comments against the best team in the league, Arsenal, those comments, those questions got answered. That was a masterful game. And I said it earlier, the scoreline was flattering. 4-1 was a flattering scoreline. Them getting that goal was flattering. That first half should have been almost 4-0. So let's all kind of like relax. Let's all be confident now when we look at some of the plays, some of the goals. I think there might be another angle of this. YouTube, do not copy strike me. This is strictly for learning purposes. We're going to look at this build-up, or we're going to see it for what it is. Look at this. This goal, I'm only going to deal with this one goal review because it was so sweet. There were 4 goals, all right? But I'm going to deal with this one. Look at the man trying to handle the bigger and stronger man, all right? And this is no slight. This is no fault of Holding. Every defender is doing this. Every defender is trying to do this, all right? Haaland's focused on the ball. Haaland's not even putting arms on him. Look at the touch. Oh, that didn't even show up on screen. Let me see if I can do this for you. Magic. All right. But yeah, that ball gets touched. It's not showing up on screen just yet. Haaland, KDB in the picture. This is 7 minutes into the game. Haaland feeds it off. I would like Haaland to kind of stay a little tall. He kind of leaned back on that. Well, look, gave it the weight. And look at KDB. KDB actually had a touch here. And this is going to be a sweet angle. I'm blocking it. Let me move. Watch this. I think we're going to get justice here. KDB puts curve on this bad boy. He puts a little, ooh, look at the spin. Ooh, look at that. This is what I'm talking about. Sorry for this breakdown, this goal breakdown, but I just wanted, this is the one that sparked everything. This is the goal that sparked it off with regards to Arsenal. And we were threatening tremendously throughout that game. It should have been 4-0 at halftime. I'm not going to do the other goals. You're probably going to watch this game again. I'm going to watch this game in its entirety again, because I do want to get a really good understanding of some of that build-up play and where all the players were moving with some of the balls over top. But I just wanted to point out that goal real quick. We got Blue in the building. He goes, Wagwan General. I wish you, my guy. Thanks for being on the show. And Mancunian Way goes, can join in 5, mate. That's good. If you do join, it's going to be short. This is going to be an hour 15-ish, and we're closing on in 57 minutes right now. Marvin goes, I have a weird feeling that City will lose to Fulham, then win the next game. If that happens, do you still thunk you win the league. Side note, it was class from City fans to clap Jesus off. Class and City fans synonymous, all right? Synonymous, but true. Honestly, Jesus, Zinchenko, them leaving the club, players wanted more. Players wanted more time. Players wanted obviously a better contract as well. So we hold no grudges to them. It was class for them to clap the player off, and Jesus and Zinchenko. It was a tough game. Ended up being 4-1. Dre P goes Diablo. Got you, my guy. Dre P goes, good to see City going direct sometimes, as the first goal suggests another string in the bow. Yes. Yes. So what did I say earlier? City has many styles. Many styles. You want storytelling rap? We got that. You want some lyricists, complex metaphors? We got that. You want speed rap? We got that. You want a slow melodic flow? We got that. City's got different flows, and we're showing it in game. Pep's making the adjustments on the fly. It's not like one game is kind of like set. Here's a style. Pep's made changes in game first half. He's made changes coming out of the second half, even with subs and tactics. When we're a goal up, we're trying to see the game through. You've seen him go from having our 3 defensive back to even 4. Versatility, styles upon styles upon styles is what I have. We got Dudley goes high, my guy. Marvin goes, Haaland was looking like Giroud with the link up play. Beautiful pick up and roll. Yo, Haaland was doing it. He was doing it all. And I'm glad he got that goal at the end. I was yelling. I was slamming the table. You could have swore that I was either having, the final domino the way I was slamming the table, because I was like, oh, I expected Haaland to score on 2 occasions. I was like, but it's the overall game. It's the overall game, and it's the emotions that we love, those moments and emotions. Big Morgan goes, how corrupt was Oliver? That man, he was trash. He was so trash. I don't know why he was holding back on some of the holes that Partey and Holding was doing, like Gabriel. I was like, what's going on here? Even with regards to some of the fouls on Grealish, I was like, yo, get this under control, because Ben White should have gotten yellow early. I got my guy Mancunian Way in the building. How you doing, Martin?
It's a great day.
It is. Talk about it.
Sorry, my voice is off. I'm still recovering from last night.
Good. Have lots of water. Water helps.
Because we sang that place down last night.
You guys did a phenomenal job. I love the videos that you do share. You can see the energy that's happening out there, and it's got to be propelling these players, man.
No, we've got no fans, no atmosphere, no now.
They're going to say that, and they're going to be proven wrong every time. I don't care. They can continue to call us small. They can say we have no fans. They can say whatever they want, because the truth is there, and they got to cling on to that, because that's the only thing that brings them joy. Cap goes, I said La Liga, trash, joking, and that's why Spain take the Champions League, because Barca and Madrid can afford to rest and drop games in La Liga. And their fans got salty with me. Ha ha ha. True. It's true. They don't want to hear it. Maybe not the same depth with regards to the fights that happen in the Premier League, but they'd be honest with you. Even Zidane himself said it's easier for him to focus on the Champions League than the league. Dudley goes 5-6 goals at least at halftime, because we didn't get a penalty before KDB scored. That's a good point. That's a good point. How was your energy level, or the oohs and ahs, or the because it wasn't a goal early in that first half, Martin?
It was a weird one, because we were like, I mean, Michael Oliver got a lot of stick. A lot of stick. The penalty we didn't know, because they didn't even. There was no VAR announced or anything on the penalty, so we didn't know till later on at half time.
Yeah.
When we watched it back, and it was a penalty. How Thomas Partey stayed on that pitch last night, I do not know. Because listen, we were playing 12 men last night. Oliver was a disgrace, an utter disgrace
He had me yelling
from start to finish.
Mhm.
I'll be honest with you, it was, I think I put it in my title of my video last night, was men versus boys.
Yeah.
4-1, flattered Arsenal.
I agree.
Flattered Arsenal.
I agree.
And you know what? This is what I've been saying. Do you know what I've said for months and months and months, and I've said about City fans, don't be arrogant. Just let it go. Wherever we land. Be confident, but don't be arrogant.
Yeah.
Because all I've heard for 48 hours is arrogance coming out of Arsenal fans. And last night, they got humbled. Because we told them, coming to the Etihad will not be easy. It is Fortress Etihad. Fortress Etihad at the moment.
And it's Fortress not just with regards to the Premier League. It's not just that. It's happening on all levels. Look at the run that's happened in the FA. Look at what happened.
17 unbeaten. 17 unbeaten. And I got told City couldn't do these runs this year. City can't do these runs anymore. No. Hare and tortoise. Arsenal are the hare. We're the tortoise. You got caught.
I hear that.
And I'm sorry. I listen, I'm not going to say anything about the treble because, like I said, Real Madrid is going to be very, very hard. It's going to be a tough game. The league, the reason why I'm more confident on the league is psychologically, Arsenal looked like they'd gone last night. They'd gone. You saw it at full time. Ben White wanting to have a fight with everyone. Where was that passion during the game?
Ben White, Granit Xhaka, they were.
Yeah, but where's that passion in the game? You had no passion. Don't cry afterwards, wanting to have a fight with everyone. But you could see the players; they are laser focused.
I love
and it's like a script. John Stones and KDB afterwards, one game at a time. One game at a time.
Martin, this is what I want to talk about with everyone being kind of like at peak level and up for the moment and dialed in. And again, on certain moments, depending on what I'm watching, it's like the sound's a little different depending on some of the channels as well. But when I knew we were on point, and when I say we, I mean all of us, international fans in the stands, and the players in the club. When certain plays were taking place on that pitch, and you either saw a demonstration of good skill or working out of a press or getting it to a free player to then go downhill on them, you guys were on it. Like you guys were clapping for some of those breakdowns turning into now attacking opportunities. You were clapping and loud when, whether it was a skillful touch. I think it might have been Grealish on that sideline in the first half, and the crowd kind of erupted and applauded him as he kind of skirted down that sideline.
It's about the one when he came back and helped out Akanji and he won the ball off Saka. And he got a standing ovation.
So it was like that where everybody was on it, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a game right now. So there was, again, I want to applaud the play that we saw on that pitch. And as I say that, I want to go to this real quick. And I think it deserves to be talked about, and it's been talked about before, but I'm gonna do it again. Jesus and Zinchenko, they're at Arsenal, right? They're on the ops team. That doesn't mean that they're hated. That doesn't mean that what they did while at City is forgotten. But they were let go because there's elements of their game that City said, we're letting you move on. We're either going to trust in what's coming in to replenish the squad, or we're going to trust the players that remain here to kind of fill that role while we continue to find someone to fill those positions. It's not a slight to say that what Jesus happened to be skillful at is something that we're not choosing to keep at this club. It's 100% clear. It should not even be a debate or a conversation. Jesus couldn't do what Haaland's doing. And we needed a player of what Haaland has ability-wise. Zinchenko, brilliant. He can do his thing. Defensively, no, he's not the strongest, but what he does bring in the midfield is key. It's important. But we had to let him go because with regards to that skill set, it was trusted that we can get that from someone else and maybe not afford to have someone like him defensively in that role. So
that was the reason Laporte was left out, Pep explained.
Great point. Great point. So now when we see a Jesus and Zinchenko in that game, and then we look at what's happening on our team and Pep trusting Akanji in that role, and now we have Haaland in the role of what used to been Jesus. It's like you see why those changes were made. I know we had the favorable result, but even style of play, what we were doing, that connection between Jesus would never happen with KDB like that. Those runs or those dangerous attempts that happen in the 18-yard box, almost that 6-yard box, wouldn't have been like that with Jesus. So
didn't Gabby come out? I mean, there was a quote yesterday I read that Gabriel Jesus said, "I loved it at Sarah, but I couldn't do what I was being asked to do on the wing. I didn't like it," or something along them lines. You can't do that under Pep Guardiola. You can't say to Pep, "I don't like that position, sorry."
Yeah.
You ain't going to last long.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it like the thing with Akanji come afterwards and he said, I watched Akanji do something in the game. I can't remember what game it was. I watched the game. Akanji did something and I thought, oh, he can do that. Better than Laporte can.
You know what I saw? So Akanji can't spray the ball aerially like Laporte can, but he does have a good way of he does have a good way of catching some angles and driving that ball along the ground. Also, I felt he got a little too giddy, but he has the ability to carry that ball into forward.
You mean in the second half when he started driving 40 yards forward?
He got a little too happy, but to recognize it and to also put himself into those threatening positions was really good. I was like, "Oh, Akanji, slow down!" But I see you for sure. I'm gonna go to this comment. I got nominated in the building. He goes, "Hey man, good to see you. Still killing it." Trey goes, "City has great fans, no doubt. And Spencer goes, "I saw proper teamwork last night. City have grown up. Trust me. Player, manager, fans, the levels are there. This is a special season."
But it was everyone last night, mate.
Yes.
It was the home fans in the stadium. It was the global fans, international fans putting out record revenue and attendances on TV. Everyone last night played their part. Every single person.
Listen, I made sure my workday was freed up to be properly free.
Not only for the
game, but for the post.
I've got to write a big thank you letter to the Premier League. I need to write a big thank you letter to them.
Let me hear you.
Because just thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for charging us. It was the best thing you ever did.
Okay. Yes.
No, it was the best. It was the best thing they did because me and you know the outcome.
Yes.
It was the best thing they ever did because what you did was you galvanized everyone.
They did.
You galvanized us.
Centralized us.
You woke the beast up.
Yeah, and now we're clinched. Clinical in the building, my guy. Fantastic YouTube channel. Like I said, not only sub to mine. If you sub to mine, please sub to the Mancunian Way and sub to Clinical. Clinical in the building. How you doing, man?
I'm just wondering, are you guys also drowning after that result? Because the amount of tears and excuses I've been seeing since yesterday are unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's a special day, man. It's a special day. Like you saw, I don't know if you're new to the channel, I went and got a fresh lineup, looking crispy right now, because, well, as you know, it's going to be a special weekend, but I had to get a fresh lineup because it was fitting, man. What we did last night, biggest game of the season, everyone, and when I say everyone, we've done shows about this, everyone is against us. It's not an exaggeration. It's not me trying to play the underdog. It's not me trying to not have the attention focused on us. Everyone is against us, and it's come from the league, and it's come from all of these rivals. They don't want to see us winning. And when
and that's what I mean by the thank you. I don't mean thanks for charging us. But thanks for giving us the kick up the arse we actually required.
I know. Zane goes, Zinchenko started crying, and he's meant to be Arteta's leader to get him over the line. Listen, Zane, Zinchenko's an emotional guy. I mean, I do know. I've known some guys who, even in the biggest fights, they have tears on their eyes. It's just how they react. But Zinchenko's a crier, man. It's just what it is. And his addition to Arsenal has been tremendous. They can't downplay that too much. DC, no way we'd have won the last game against Villa last season without Zinny's masterclass. I'm grateful for him. I'm just ashamed he's become a crybaby. It's tough. It's tough to see. It's how he is. It's how he expresses his emotions. But Pep, Gundogan, Sterling, Zinchenko, that last game of the season, we needed them. And they delivered. That's what it is. You trust your players. Dre P goes, I will say that Gabby is not different from Alvarez, in my opinion, but he wanted more game time, and credit to City for parting on good terms. I'm okay with your opinion, Dre. I think I trust Julian's foot a lot better than.
I'm keeping quiet on that.
No, you can keep. No, I hear you. But Julian's foot, with regards to scoring, I trust Julian more than Gabby. FIFA in the build, goes high.
100%. Yeah.
Dudley, Akanji had Saka in his pocket, front pocket, side pocket, shirt pocket. He had him. Dre P goes, Akanji's second half was like Yaya Toure. Yes, Dre, he was running a little too freely through that midfield, and I'm like, listen, you're one of the last men back. Relax. Cap goes, I wanted Akanji left back because he's comfortable with his weak foot and athleticism. Glad Pep played him there. Yeah, Cap, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. We were all speculating in the group chat, wondering, is it Walker that's going to play over there? I kind of thought like that Diaz, Stones, Akanji synergy was so good. Maybe he's going to kind of keep that consistent, and maybe the only wrinkle would have been Walker over there. But Pep knows better. Hey, I'm not mad at what he did. Spencer goes, yes, Martin, I totally agree. I think that was with regards to the fans and how we played. Laporte starts on Sunday anyway. He should. I see your new Yavi FIFA. And Spencer goes, and I say keep doing it because even Simon Jordan wrote a piece half praising City. I don't care what Simon Jordan, he's placating to what he thinks will get the clicks or the interest right now. I don't trust him for a minute. He's talked way too bad and slanted with his takes on City.
They're setting it up. Setting it up. It started 2 weeks ago because now you get Arsenal bottled the league. If City don't win the league, what do you think they're all going to say? City bottled the league. So all they're doing is setting it all back up to come back to us again.
I'm with you on that.
So they're playing nice at the minute because they have to play nice. They can't say anything bad.
Yeah.
You know, even Mark Goldbridge today was coming out with his breaking news. So, you know what I mean? I'm sat there like, what's going on? Am I getting in the Twilight Zone?
Well, here's what we're definitely going to do. We're going to deal with this so that they don't have this as a talking point. We're going to squash this money myth, right? We're going to squash this. City have this depth. City have this ability to win consistently because of money. We're going to point out what these other clubs, yes, some of you are rivals in the comment. We're going to point out what you guys have been spending to really point out, hey, it's a matter of manager, players, fan base, getting this team to do what it does.
No, they don't like that, mate.
I know.
No, they don't like that.
You got to tell them. FIFA goes, we will smash Fulham 6-0. FIFA, you keep doing it, and it's been working. So that's why I'm not killing you too much. I'm going to tell you to chill. I'm going to tell you to chill like I always do. So you go out with the 6-0s. Games are easy, and I'm going to continue to tell you to chill, and we seem to have a good mix.
I figured FIFA out. FIFA likes the underdog.
He likes the underdog. I hear
because he likes Carson, he likes Gomez, he likes Cole Palmer. He wants Laporte to stay. He likes the underdog. I like it.
He likes to be contrarian. Zane goes, Haaland turned the end of the game into L'Oreal advert to take the Zane.
We all laughed at that.
The way we see on TV, so I don't know if that's what you're seeing on the big screen in stadium. But if they're doing a close-up of him shaking his head and the hair flowing in the wind like that, it must be absolutely a piss take on those guys.
I've never seen a footballer take his hairband out, let his hair flow, and then score a goal. It's like it was a total piss take that by the end by him.
It had to be. It had
was.
to be. And I can already see a slow-mo of him running, the hair flowing in the wind, and him striking that ball into the net. Like the advert writes itself. Dre P goes, Simon Jordan likes to change his mind. Yeah. He and the media push this narrative that City should win everything all the time. Trust me. I peeped this game, and we're going to be prepared for it. CIA, we're going to be prepared for it. Spence goes, I've had work colleagues not from Manchester all shouting about the money, and we have isn't fair, so we are not a real team, almost manufactured. Yes. So yeah, we hear rivals and they're talking about how we didn't do it the right way. We didn't do it organically, right? They want to look at what they did early Premier League times when they were spending big money, but they don't want to look at that. So you know what? We're going to squash all of it. Trust me, in due time. First, game by game, like Daniel said early in the show, Fulham is next. And then we deal with some of these myths and narratives. Dre P goes, which team in history wins everything all the time? So many players, too, are not good enough when they end up at clubs other than City. Koulibaly, Cucurella, Maguire, trust me. And then, you know what, Dre P? And then they want to say when players are here doing well that they're system players, that they don't have good skill set or ability, that it's Pep's system. They always have something. Spencer goes, wash and go, new sponsor for Haaland. Trust me. Now,
You know, Vader, one thing I heard rival fans saying about Grealish last season, they said Pep is the reason why he wasn't playing well. Because the system is so robotic, and players like Sterling and Grealish, their creativity is being stifled in this Pep
stripped
system.
away, yeah.
But when he's playing like this now, this season, I haven't heard one person from a rival team comment on how Pep has these players expressing themselves and how free-flowing and creative all our players are playing. Like, it's so funny watching them try so hard to only play one side. It's hilarious.
The narratives and the counter arguments that they counter against themselves is actually comical. I want to ask, if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, I saw new people. You said you were new subscribers. Thank you so very much. If you haven't hit that follow button, follow button. If you haven't hit that sub button, please do that. If you haven't hit that like button, please do that as well. If you happen to be watching on a replay, right? You're not live right now in the chat, drop a comment. I react to them and I have the conversation. If there's something that you want me to go more in depth on, if there's something that you're like, Vader, you're crazy, why'd you even have that take? Let me know. I enjoy the conversation. And then 2, just know I am doing my best to plan for a show at 9 p.m. UK time at CIA. I have to be able to, I'm going to do my best to do it. It might get pushed a little later because that's actually 4 p.m. my time out here. But I'm going to keep you posted. So please look out for that notification within YouTube as well as Twitter. I want to ask this. We got the Fulham game. Obviously, there's going to be previews. They're going to be suspected 11s or projected 11s. But I want to ask you guys, I'm going to start with you, Martin. What's the latest with regards to Akanji, possible timelines? Does he get another day's rest not playing in Fulham?
Ake, I'm presuming he'll be back. Either West Ham, maybe Leeds.
Okay.
I'm expecting. I don't think he'll play Sunday. I don't think KDB plays Sunday. I think there'll be a little bit of rotation going into it. Not too much, because we haven't won anything yet. Let's not take our foot off the pedal time.
Yeah.
And Pep's not stupid. Pep's not going to rotate on Sunday.
Right. I'm
still expecting the majority of that 11 out on Sunday. As I would expect them on Wednesday, and we'll see how it is. I've heard people talk about the FA Cup finals not till 3rd of June. Part of that's gone. Forget it. The season's over by the time we even hit that.
Right.
So nobody can moan about that. That's done.
Yeah.
Champions League semi-final. We've got Leeds. He may rest down a couple then. But to me, KDB can come out on Sunday, put Julian Alvarez in.
Okay.
The guy's fresh. He's ready.
Yeah.
It's the number 10 role. You can still play Haaland. I'm expecting even a Phil Foden to maybe come in and get a start.
Yeah, he looked ready. He just needs to get.
He looked fresh last night.
He just needs to get his reps
He looked
up.
fresh.
He's on it. I want to mention this. Spencer goes, can we have our own radio station, please, with you guys working there? Spencer, with technology these days, we could easily do that. Right? Like, just provide the proper link. We could do a show. But
me and Peter are everywhere anyway.
We are. We are. Now, I will agree. Those over at Manchester City, hopefully they're scouts. Hopefully those that are looking around are looking for that added flavor. I said this. I'm going to tell you. I'm working on making sure that work-wise, I'm freed up. I need to at least have 2 days where work-wise, I'm really cool. Things are free. I don't have that at the back of my mind. But I do want to show you what it's like watching a City game at the Manchester City pub here in Toronto. I want you guys to kind of see what the vibe's like,
nice.
And do that. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of that, and hopefully you guys enjoy that content. And for those of you that are rivals, maybe you're curious to see what it's like. I mean,
is it a supporters club? Or
no,
is it
it's not a supporters club. No, there is a supporters club. There is a Manchester City Toronto supporters club, as well as one in Montreal. But this is like the bar, the Manchester City bar, where we go to when we, catch games, especially Champions League games. They have.
Let me know, mate. I'll promote it. I'll get it all over the channel and promote it for you boys.
Okay, when we get there, and I'm working behind the scenes to see what kind of link up we get. I see pitch points in the building, Carl in the building. He's catching at the end, but I have to get what I want.
Yeah, I only have like 3 minutes. I have like 3 minutes anyway because I have another meeting. I've been in meetings all day. How are you?
No, I'm great, man. I'm great to have you on. I want to get your 3 minutes right now. Whatever topic, whatever you want to say.
Oh,
let them hear it.
The man we have is a genius. Yesterday during the game, I was complaining about Jack. Remember the discussion about Jack? I was like, why is Jack not going forward? Why is he not more direct? And that later on, I figured it out. And what I recognized was that Pep changed his system. He played a 4-4-2. And the idea was to go through the middle, to batter Holding and Gabriel through the middle, and make sure Jack and Bernardo tuck in as part of a narrow wingers to protect both Akanji and Walker. With the 2 6s being Gundogan and Rodri. 4-4-2. 4 possession-based 4-4-2. And what we were trying to do was overload the left and the right side and then launch the ball forward to Haaland to batter Gabriel and hold it. Just incredible. And the evidence of that, Veta, was when Jack ran back almost 60 meters. Akanji was ahead of him. He overtook Akanji to clear the ball from Saka.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it was...
And it was noticeable and this is what I was saying to Clinical and Martin earlier. It was definitely noticeable from the fans in that stand as well, with regards to like you could hear the reaction, and it was like goosebump level to every play, whether it was Jack or Akanji doing a good play, showing composure, showing calmness, whether it was even a flick of the ball that was happening from Haaland to KDB or vice versa, to Diaz, and Diaz standing tall on the ball and saying, okay, I'm not going to kick this ball until you come closer to me.
If you notice what was happening, Vade, I want to be very clear. If you notice what was whenever Diaz on that left side stepped on the ball for like 3 seconds, right? If you notice, every time they have the ball, they would step on the ball, they would wait. You're like, what are they waiting for, right?
Yes.
They're waiting for Arsenal to jump. And what I mean by that is they're set up, City are set up on the left side, right? They're trying to overload the left and the right side defensively, waiting for Arsenal to jump and then pass the ball in between. So you notice Diaz give the ball to Gundogan, he give it back to Gundogan, like 3 or 4 back and forth. But what are they doing? Where are they going? No, they're waiting for Arsenal to jump and press.
Yeah.
And once they jump and press, there's space. And then it's Erling Haaland.
And it's one of those things. It's one of those things that we sometimes don't have the vantage point of seeing, because it really depends on how the camera angle is given to us with the broadcast at times. But like when you're in the stands, you could see maybe what movement is happening between Grealish, Haaland, and Silva. Like when we have possession, and you're kind of seeing the little chess match or games being played. And I had a little bit of like, why is he holding onto the ball? Why is he faking like he's gonna pass it and not pass it? And it's just like, hey, a little bit of cat and mouse. We're figuring what she did, and the way they dissected them through that middle, Carl, it was beautiful to watch. I was saying that first half 2-0 was so flattering of a scoreline.
Oh, definitely, it was flattering. I mean, it was flattering. There's no, I mean, it was, that game was if Ellen takes his chance, we're talking about 3 or 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah,
the referee wasn't a coward. That's like 3-0 first half.
That's true.
Against boys.
That's true.
And what you know, we talked about it this morning about Akanji, why Akanji was played instead of Laporte. We know Laporte is probably the best left-footed centre back in England. We know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that one-on-one he's not as good as Akanji, and number 2, because Saka is a left-footed player on that right side, Akanji being a right-footed player can checkmate him, right? Because his first movement is to block the inverted run from Saka on the inside because his foot's on the inside. You get it?
Yes, and go ahead.
Laporte's foot is on the outside, so he has to twist and turn to catch up. By that time, 2 seconds have gone, the ball could go away. But Akanji was always first to the ball because his right foot is inside of Saka. So when Saka cuts in, Akanji's right there to block.
Yeah. And Akanji's smart enough, and we know this because he does complicated mathematics in seconds, but he was also smart enough to know that Saka is going to go back to that dominant left foot, and he was waiting on it.
Right. This is the genius of Guardiola. This is the, because during the, I was talking, I'm like, why is Jack not pressing? What's going on? Why is he not being more direct? I was confused, and when I watched it again, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I see what this guy has done. He's gone to old school 4-4-2. And the reason he can do that, Veta, is because he has Erling Haaland. Can't do that with Aguero or Jesus. Can't do it.
I'm waiting. I'm still due to watch this game for a second time. I'm still due to watch this game a second time, but I'm gonna enjoy it just like you did. I want to shout out Martin, Clinical, Pitch Points, Gundolorian. Guys, if you have not already, subscribe to their channels, please. If I get a sub, and I'm now so thankful and grateful to be 300 plus subs. For every sub that I have, I hope you guys have subbed to their channels as well, because I often feature on there. We did a post-match conversation or reaction of the game last night, and it was phenomenal, and you get to see all of us there. I don't know what's got planned. If you guys want to shout out anything moving forward before this week's over, I'm going to throw this to you, Martin, and then to you, Clinical, and you as well, Carl.
I got to run and see you guys.
Okay. All right. No worries, man.
Yeah, we've got a show this evening, 9:45 UK time. We're going to preview the Fulham game. We're going to talk about UEFA's idea of changing the Champions League again.
Yeah.
You won't want to miss that one. And we're also going to talk about the City slander. Time to end it. Some receipts are coming out tonight.
That City slander is it's about ongoing battle. It's an ongoing battle.
Even plus, we may have, I may have a little bit of Jude news as well.
I almost spat out my water on that one. Okay.
I'll definitely be there for that.
Go ahead,
even today, Martin, like I was seeing people saying, oh, the Etihad is empty, like there's nobody there. I'm like, what are you guys? Stop photoshopping empty seats in our stadium. It's actually getting sad now.
All I'm going to say is, Clinical, go on my Twitter and look at the videos I'm posting out. I did that for a reason last night.
You know, they
didn't look empty, did it?
The stands during the game. But when they did it during the Poznan, that should have shut everybody up. There was not a single empty seat in sight. And it was just complete vibes. You could see the Arsenal players there looking like deer in the headlights. They didn't know what to do. They were not having it. So
no, it was members, boys.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And I said this couple, I know you're wrapping up, but go back to that Liverpool game. Zinchenko sat with his head in his hands. Southampton, they are 3-1 down. You think going back to 3-3, they'd be elated. They were on the floor, devastated. And last night, the final nail went in. So that's why I'm confident in the league, because psychologically, they are done. They are done psychologically.
Yeah.
Emotions
I don't know
have got
why
the better
they
of them.
like that FA Cup game. The first time we played them for the season, that was a great opportunity for one of the teams to lay a marker down and say, "We beat you already." And just before we go to Emirates, that was a terrible time to let us, or not even say let us win, but not try your absolute best to best us in that game. Because the moment we beat them at the Emirates, I was so confident for this game.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
we're
not the best
talking
thing
about that
for
as
me
well,
to say.
Spencer Mark.
I was so happy.
Okay.
We're talking about that news as well tonight about the train strikes.
Okay, good to know. Good, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up real quick. Put that on screen.
Tomorrow is Friday. I'm actually going to be going through a lot of the notes I had down for that game yesterday.
Okay.
So that's all I have going on for tomorrow, and then just before the Fulham game on Sunday, I'll be doing a preview for that as well.
Nice. Well, like I said, we play Fulham on Sunday. I've got some, personals happening on the Saturday with family around, so I will confirm. As of now, CIA is happening, usual time, usual place. If anything does tweak, please look for the notification and be aware of it. But I want to thank each and every one of you. This was a special show. I tell myself we're going to do an hour 15. We're at an hour 33. I hope you enjoy the content. I'm looking for an app, and if you happen to know, I'm looking for some type of app or install that allows me to do the timestamps without having to kind of like mark them individually. I should have a notepad to kind of write down so I do it more efficiently. But I'm gonna do that. You guys seem to enjoy that a great deal. So I'm gonna get back to doing that for you guys, every one of you, from the very first comment to the very last. I want to thank you all for being a part of this show. And this is what we do. We fight till the end. Win or lose, we fight till the end. We've been fortunate enough, 4 out of 5. A lot of these fights have resulted in wins, but we're going to continue on. I hope you enjoyed the topics that went through. I hope you enjoyed all the features from Martin, Clinical, and Carl Gundolorian. And again, all those in the comments. True City Fan and my peeps, Cap, everyone I know, Spencer, Daniel, Zane, my guy, Dre P, FIFA. I can't forget FIFA. FIFA's always in the building. Dudley and DC New doing his thing, as well as let me see, Big Morgan, Marvin. Thank you all so much. And Virtual Blue Shad was in the building as well, guys and girls. Thank you so very much. If you missed this and you're catching it just at the end, rewind it, catch the rest of it. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV, episode 80 of Why Always Me. We talked about Manchester City 4, Arsenal 1. This 11 points gap is now down to 2, and we got 2 games in hand. And KDB, Stones, and Haaland were the difference in that game versus Arsenal. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Vader Games, Clinical, and Martin. We're out.